if you make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
No entrepreneur, if I make me nice.
Me want the body, him want the punani.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to FAWB, episode 22, Double Deuce. And today I have with me the beautiful Red Fox and Buffalo Joe over here. Red Fox is going to be filling in for Steven the Answer. He has some homework to do today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
no.
he's been busy doing homework, getting ready to, finish up school and move on with his life.
I think it's his last semester, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Someone that looks a little bit better on here. So just going to add to that. A lot of exciting things happened this week. But before we get into that, we'd like to do a shout out to our sponsors. First sponsor is Always Well Acupuncture. Check them out. Their link is going to be in the description below. I've never had acupuncture done, but we plan on getting it done. Me and Red Fox here, we're going to go and set up an appointment and check it out. So we'll let you know how that goes. If you mention FAWB when you sign up for an appointment, they'll give you a 10% discount. So be sure to do that. I'd also like to do a shout out to Dad's House, where home is home. It's an online store. Matthew Taylor, the 2024 Scrapyard Fighter of the Year. He owns it. There's a lot of amazing stuff on there. I got some gloves from there. Really good quality gloves. Be sure to check them out. And our third sponsor, guys.
Newest
sponsor, Cavocado. The vendor over at the Scrapyard, Streetbeefs events, Derek and Joni. Right? Yeah. Derek and Joni, they're the owners of it. They not only the owners, they've been really good friends of ours. And I spoke with them yesterday at the event, and me and Derek got to talking, and he said he'd like to do a little sponsor for the podcast. So
heck yeah.
Here we are now with our third sponsor, man. It's amazing. In just a little over 5 months, we've been growing like this. And I was any of you have ever tried kava before, but I know I was new to it myself, and since I started drinking it, it's been like nonstop. I love this stuff. It's amazing. So if you're interested in trying it for yourself, you can reach out to me or check out the link in the description below and get it from them directly. It's really amazing. And if you're a Scrapyard competitor, you already know this. Go and get some of their tacos, man. If you're at Scrapyard events, stop into the food vendor there, grab a tap out taco. Some of the best tacos in the state of Washington. Their sauces are out of this world. Telling you,
so
as
good.
A guy that eats a bunch of tacos, they have really, really good tacos. So be sure to check them out as well. Moving on. Thank you, sponsors. Appreciate it. If you would like to be a sponsor in the future, check out the sponsorship package in the description and get back to me, man. I mean, we're growing, and we'd love to work with you. Yeah. So moving on. How was your week, Jeff?
This week has been, it's filled with a bunch of homework, and I was able to get on the mat for some jiu-jitsu, a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, you've been training quite a bit this week, man.
So
congrats.
I got
That's
there
awesome.
5 times this week. And that was cool, right? Because, my training has been a little bit spotty depending on what my schedule is like. And I'm proud of being able to come in and, get with the guys more and, acting more as a mentor and, getting some good rounds in, man.
Yeah. What has that done for you? How are you feeling this week? Like, has it made you feel like you see the difference in like your mentality or even just in your demeanor? Are you like less, I guess, grumpy?
Pathetic?
Yeah. Are you feeling less pathetic
listen,
now?
man, I've always been like an athlete and a strong guy, and when you're
competitive eater.
And when your back goes out, man, it kind of takes all that away at once. And so,
injuries are the worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, the physical therapy stuff. I think one of my last sessions for this physical therapy is coming Monday, and then we're going to decide if we're gonna go more or what happens. But that's my last scheduled.
You can still continue with the exercise.
Oh, I'm still going to, because I've seen improvement, and that's, you know, I haven't seen improvement in a long time. Usually there's about 3 months where my back like starts to feel good, and then I go screw it up again. So
maybe it's something you're doing.
it might be something I'm doing, dude.
Maybe.
But so you know, calculus is kind of kicking my ass in school. You know, we put together the curriculum for the women's self-defense class, so now we just need to move forward with the club. The club is still trying to figure out when to meet. Right now we're meeting 1 day a week here on Saturdays, which is kind of a cool crossover. So
and that's the WSU club, right?
Yeah, the WSU Jiu-Jitsu club.
I'm gonna have to show up next Saturday to that. I was at the Scrapyard event yesterday, so I wasn't able to make it, but next Saturday, WSU guys, we're gonna meet. We're gonna meet finally, and so hopefully it'll be awesome.
And then, you know, on Friday night, I was asked to come and speak for the therapy courts. So for those that don't know, there's therapeutic courts that happen in the criminal justice system. There's veterans court, drug court, mental health court, and DUI court. And so I got to go in and speak because I graduated from veterans court like 5 years back.
What's a therapeutic court?
Oh, so a therapeutic court is like, so you go in, say you have some charges, and you take it to this therapeutic court, and what they'll do is they'll run you through the ringer. Like they'll make you meet once a week, usually in court. They'll give you a probation officer. You'll have to piss clean for a while, you know, and sometimes that probationary period can last up to 2 years, right?
And you gotta be clean the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I mean, you don't have
marijuana?
You don't have to be clean the whole time if you like your charges.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah.
But I had some prison time hanging over my head, you know, and
that'll keep you clean.
And so, you know, it was in my best interest, you know, and so I got to go speak for the court, and you know, I tell the truth there, and I was like, you know,
as you should, you know, that's why you raised your right hand.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, jiu-jitsu is one of the biggest things in my life, you know, that helped me stay clean and helped me stop being a hooligan. And so, you know, and one of the guys that was, you know, in the crowd, he was like, "Hey man, like, I'd like to do some jiu-jitsu." And I was like, "Cool, dude, I'll pick you up tomorrow."
The judge.
Yeah. No. It's not like that speaker meeting is not in a courtroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's in a like a classroom.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So you brought one of them over?
Yeah, so I brought a couple of them. So I went and picked this guy up, and then he brought his cousin, and I got to introduce them to their first jiu-jitsu class.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
And
open their eyes to the world of jiu-jitsu.
Oh man, and you know,
ground game.
I kind of figured that they were going to be pretty beat up today because that's what happens in your first day of jiu-jitsu.
So
Everybody has a first day.
Everybody
guys.
has a first day, man.
Yes.
And for some people, it sucks worse than others.
Yeah, and
That's true.
that's the thing. On your first day, you expect to be sore the next day, regardless of like whatever you know, physical activity you've done prior.
Right.
There's nothing like wrestling on the ground, man.
Nothing.
Really, nothing like it. So expect that. It's all part of the journey, though. You know.
And yeah, and then you know, me and you, we got some pretty good boxing rounds in today.
Yeah, we had some solid rounds in today.
Yeah.
We did a banger, bro.
Yeah.
We haven't banged in a while.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't get that clip. You got me with that left hook, and I slipped.
Yeah, that sure a
I
slip. I'm sure that was a
slipped.
slip. Yeah. That's
and then
what I thought.
Caught myself on the ground and about to, what the heck? Yeah. And everybody in the gym just stopped and looked like, oh my God. And I was like, no, I slipped, guys.
Yeah.
Put it up.
Dude, I've done that. I've done that too.
Yeah.
When we were
No, it's all
boxing,
good, it's okay.
and
Pop
like
up.
somebody was mopping the floor,
Yeah.
man. I just slipped, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
Dang it.
oh.
It just happened to be right when you hit me. And I was like, oh, it looks so good. So
Yeah.
That'll probably be in the opener of this.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Hopefully I can get that footage. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was a really solid, good round.
No.
We haven't been able to bang like that in a while because injuries and whatnot. But it's good to see that
And, you know,
you're feeling better and we're able to do that, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited about it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, when I'm injured, there's some things I can do, right? And I can't do them very long. And it just sucks. And it's like, okay, this is what it is. You know, I got 3 rounds in me, and then I'm going to go ice. You know?
Sit in some ice.
Sit in some ice, man.
Well, it's good to hear that, that you're doing well, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Red Fox, how was your week? I mean, I know you've been recovering yourself from being sick. You've had that respiratory stuff. You had the ankle injury.
Yeah.
It's been crazy for you as well.
It has been. This week, I was back. But not fully. So learning how to maneuver around and still train when you have a leg injury is always interesting.
Yeah.
Especially when we're doing stand-ups. Like, oh, man.
What have you been able to do so far?
I can drill, but I slow. You can do it at your pace. Sparring, not so much. So I just cut that. Just cut sparring out for right now, and I'm just drilling.
Yeah.
That'll accommodate and it's been good. It's been good.
Good. Well, how's that ankle injury, though? It's coming along?
It is. It's a lot less swollen than it was a week ago, so that's good.
Yeah, it's not a softball anymore.
No, it'll probably be like 4 to 6 weeks until I'm back to sparring regularly.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely, keep icing that up and
and maybe some acupuncture.
Some
acupuncture.
Hey, maybe we'll get
always
some
acupuncture.
always well.
That's right.
Acupuncture and fix you right up.
Yeah.
Shout out again to
Yeah.
Always Well Acupuncture. Check it out, guys.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, it's good to hear that you're on the mend.
Yeah.
Good. And your health is gotten better in
Health is
terms of
good.
you being sick, because you were really sick there for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling a little better.
It was a little heartbreaking not to be able to make it out to the Streetbeefs event yesterday, because it's one of my favorite events.
It's
I look
such an
forward to
amazing
it
event, too.
every single month. And so, it kind of is a bummer not to be able to go and see all the people that I love up there. And
Yeah. I did get to go.
But you did.
And it was amazing. Let me tell you. I went up to the Street Beefs event, the first one of the year. Yesterday, I went and helped out. We didn't have any of our own competitors in the event, but I wanted to go and make sure that the event was running smoothly and lend a hand wherever I could. I was able to help sign fighters in. I was doing some of the weight and getting the reach all figured out for them.
Getting the paperwork
Getting
done.
the paperwork.
The
getting
release
those-
is signed.
Yes, getting those logistics all in order for them to compete. And then I also reffed. First time me actually stepping in and getting some reffing in for the events. And that was an amazing experience. It's, when you're reffing, well, you have to be biased. Or not biased. You have to be non-biased.
Unbiased.
You have to be
not
unbiased.
biased.
You know what I mean? And for the most part, I feel like I'm fair, and it really does help too when I'm not reffing any of my own fighters.
Well, you've also been on the opposite side of some judgments that weren't so fair.
I have been.
And I remember you almost tossed in the time.
Yeah, in my former life when I was trying to do the MMA scene stuff, there was a couple MMA matches I had that I felt were kind of, shady to say the least, I guess. The quick stoppage or something like that. And it kind of turned me off to the MMA thing, because I'm like, dude, if we're on the street, this, whatever, but now you get a win. So, so I know how it is. So I try to be, as fair as possible, but I still want to also protect the fighters.
Sure.
And, when you're new to it, it's easy to step in too early, because you want to be like, hey, I'm trying to protect you. And you have to make those kind of on-the-spot judgment calls. Sure. And that's not easy,
You have to be focused, really focused, and paying attention and watching very closely to what's going on.
So it was a different sort of view,
So
my fighter.
Did you ever find yourself just wondering if you made the right call, or did you ever just like asking yourself, like, man, this is actually harder than I thought it was?
I did have a moment in there. So I reffed the Pappas solo fight, which is the trilogy fight. It was one of the big fights that happened yesterday. Shout out to Pappas and Solo, love them both.
Shout out.
There was the first stoppage. of that match, there was a sticker that ended up floating down, ended up on the ground, and it was all white sticker.
And it was pretty large.
Yeah,
too.
it was a large sticker. Well, Pappas has an all white mouthpiece, and they were in an exchange. I looked down, I see that sticker. I thought his mouthpiece fell out.
Yeah.
So I pulled them apart real quick. It was a real quick little stoppage. I don't think it really changed the outcome of the match at all. But I would say that was probably one of the ones too. When I saw it, and it was a sticker. I was like, "Oh, they both have their mouthpieces."
Where did the sticker come from?
I have no clue, man. Nobody knows.
Nobody's supposed to be throwing shit in the yard, right?
No,
Okay.
it could have just
All right.
fell off of like one of the signs they have. I don't know.
Okay,
but it
all
was
right.
like it was like that big. It was white.
Yeah.
So that was it. But that's like those, quick second decisions where you're like, I'm trying to protect them, whatever. I don't think it changed the outcome of the fight. I don't think it really interrupted anything too much. There was that one. There's I would say really that's kind of the one that really stuck out to me yesterday. I got some pretty good low praises from the guys that were a part of the event. They're like, "No, you did pretty good." I mean, it was my first time stepping in there and doing that. It was an experience, and it was a great experience, and I'd be happy to do it again. And I plan to watch the matches and see where I can improve on, just like I would if I was competing or whatever. I want to be better at it the next time I do it, and I plan on being better at it. But thank you to the Scrapyard for giving me the opportunity to step in there and try my hand out at reffing. And I hope to all the competitors that I was a part of your match, I hope you feel like it was fair and you understand that I was trying to keep you guys safe. And
Hey, you reffed like 10 matches?
something like that. I think we
yesterday?
had 20 matches and I reffed maybe half of them.
That's a lot of experience.
So it was good to jump in and just get that experience. And like I said, when things are happening right there at real time, you have to make those split second decisions. And as we all know, like knockouts happen quick. One hit and you have to step in. If somebody gets knocked out and you see that kind of eye roll, you don't want them getting hit again, so you got to step in. Luckily, there's nothing really like that happened yesterday, but you got to be prepared for that. You never know, couple good matches to note yesterday. I'm not going to really say who won or anything. You guys will have to get onto the Streetbeefs Scrapyard YouTube channel. Check them out. Subscribe. Get their early access, guys. It's $2. We're a part of it. We get it.
I have it.
And you get it you get the matches that like today. They're already releasing matches today.
Yep.
So you get them in the 4K today, not like you.
They're just unedited, so
Yeah.
you kind of get all the background, the chatting back and forth. You get close-ups of in between the rounds and what the fighters and the
You
coaches
get a little
are saying
bit of
to each other.
the
and
behind the scenes, honestly,
It's
because
really
like
good.
in between the rounds, sometimes like me and Fire Chicken will be bullshitting between the rounds, like, oh yeah, no, I thought that was really good or whatever. And he'll do like close-ups on the corners, talking to their fighters. So all that's really cool. It's worth it, 100%. Plus, being subscribed to their channel is worth it, guys. I mean, we're there. We're trying to be there almost every month now.
Yeah.
Whether we have a competitor or not, we just really enjoy being a part of that community, and that's really what it is, guys. It's an amazing community to be a part of. Everybody there is like-minded. We're all trying to build each other up, even though we're there to compete with each other, and fighting could be violent. Obviously, it's violent.
Yeah.
You're having guys there that we had one kid there that he dislocated his shoulder. He got slammed into the cage.
I saw
and
that one.
his shoulder popped out. I mean, that's an injury that could stick with you forever. But it wasn't like there was malice even behind that. These guys were in there trying to make each other better and help each other out in their skill set, and that's really what it's about. It's about not just beating you up, but building you up. And they really stick to that. And
I have a good example of that.
Yeah.
Even from yesterday. So I thought it was pretty cool that you cornered for Short Temper, and Short Temper was your first opponent. At the Scrapyard. So like full circle, you go in there.
This is actually the second time I've cornered for him. I cornered for him in his last match too. Cool. And he was my first opponent at the Scrapyard, and he's a little bit younger than me. And I just try to help guide him and show him what it is I know, just like what we're doing here, and pass that along, and just trying to build him up a little bit, because I do see that potential in him, and he's a
Definitely.
young man who's out there trying to better himself, and if I can help in any way, I'd love to do that, and he's a good kid. He is. And shout out to you, Short Temper. I'm really proud of him for stepping up yesterday. And, we had a conversation after his match, which I hope that sticks with you, buddy. Prior to the match, we, like a lot of fighters, we always go through like that self-doubt kind of like, oh, man, am I ready for this? That guy, especially when you start seeing your opponent, it's like, that guy looks a little bigger than me.
Easy to get in your head.
Yes, you build that monster up. And I feel like that's pretty common for a lot of like novice new fighters. We build up that monster. And so when you get into the ring and things don't really go your way, or things seem really challenging and stuff like that, it's easy to kind of like shell up, or it becomes like that quicksand.
It's almost like a panic. Yeah.
It's suffocating, and it's easy to crumble under that. And he's overcome a lot, and he, again, we're not trying to say who won or anything. You'll have to see that for yourself. But I will say this: I'm very proud of him. In his last couple matches, he's really overcome that monster, and has really shown us a lot. Shown a lot of growth. So, congrats to you, brother. I hope to see you compete again soon. Also, a shout out to Lights Out and Najee. That was another really good match. Najee's about 2 or 3 times. He's trained with Chef a few times. Nice. Also another young kid, I think he's like 19, 20. He'd be coming more to the gym if he had a ride up here. He lives down in Portland though, so it's a little difficult for him to get up here, being young and everything. But he's a tough kid. Also kind of dealing with some of those monster issues, but keep your head up, kid. Like I said, man, a lot of those nerves is you. It's you creating that in your head, man. You gotta have that confidence to go out there and do what you do. Like, you have the ability to do it. You just have to stick it out. You gotta fight through that adversity that you put on yourself. And I hope with experience and with time that you're able to do that. And hopefully you're around enough people that want that for you, to help encourage you to get there, to get to that point where you can't do that stuff. So shout out to him. Another really good match was the King Kai versus
9 Ether Bean.
9 Ether Bean. Bryson, really what's up, brother? So those two had an amazing MMA match. It was for the title too, so great match to check out. Shout out to them. I mean, shoot, man, I've always liked both those guys. I've seen King Kai. I've seen him compete now probably like 5 or 6 times, bro. Yeah, I've seen him compete almost every one of the events I've been at. He's competed. Tough guy, really tough. We got to get together during one of the matches there, and we're kind of off to the side, and we're doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu. It's kind of showing him some of those catch wrestling that we've been going over with that Nelson stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, this is there all day, so check this stuff out. Super nice guy, really tough, really, really tough. Hope you guys check out those matches as well. And as always, a big shout out to Fire Chicken and Mandy Bear for hosting that event, opening up your home to all these hooligans that show up and beat each other up in your backyard, man. That's amazing that you guys have been able to create such a community. They're going to be going to Virginia in May, and they're going to be hitting up the OG branch. So a lot of cool things. I'm actually thinking about going. So if we have anybody out there that wants to help sponsor or donate to that trip, I'm going to get that confirmation. I'll be on next week's episode. I'll confirm that. But I want to go over to Virginia and potentially get a match over there, and definitely meet Scarface, meet the guys of the Virginia branch. They got a couple competitors that are pretty well known over there, and I would love to just kind of expand that networking, man, and get to meet more of these fellas. One more match was the Solo and Pappas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, almost forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was able to ref that match. It was a trilogy fight between Solo and Pappas. Amazing match. As always, a lot of excitement.
I feel like I've been watching those guys for years.
Have you now?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I've been watching for a long time.
Yeah, they've been with Scrapyard now, I want to say, for almost 2 years.
It's only been 2 years?
It's only been 2 years,
I feel like
but
I've
they're
seen
all
a lot
over,
of fights.
Yeah, they're all over
Well,
the place.
They fight a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
They're pretty consistent and regular, and they show up and they
Yeah.
compete really regularly.
Here's what I'll say about Pappas, man. Yesterday was the only event that I've been to where I've seen him only compete once.
Wow.
Yeah, most of the time
Wow.
Pappas is competing 2 to 3 times every event.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it
It is
doesn't matter.
crazy.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll fight again. Don't
Yep.
worry.
Yeah.
Extremely, really tough guy. A lot of heart. And he has a passion for martial arts, guys. I mean, say what you want about the guy. I know there's a lot of
Unbelievable
criticism.
passion for it.
Yeah,
he
but
loves it.
If you talk to him, it's very recognizable that he has a lot of passion for martial arts, and he loves the community as well. Like he's all
Has
about.
he ever
that.
come in?
Here?
Yeah.
No, but we've spoken quite a few times about him coming down to Vancouver. He lives over in that area, so
He lives in, I believe, Port Angeles.
Oh, okay.
It's a ways.
it's a long ways for
a
him
trek.
to make that trip. But the cool thing is, after the events, we usually get a little, 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how tired we are, and we'll do like a training session. So I have trained with Pappas a few times, and then every time I get with him, I give him one little thing to work on.
Yeah.
And then when I see him, I'm like, okay, did you work on that? And we'll go over it a little bit, and then we'll just keep going from there.
That's cool.
So just helping add to the Pappas repertoire,
The toolkit.
the toolkit, getting stronger with the boys. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pappas, man. Great seeing you guys yesterday. Loved it. Loved seeing you guys. Shout out to Viking Warrior Flex. Who else was there? Everyone. Freaking Derek was there. Derek Pounds. Shout out to you. Good job on your match yesterday, Derek. Short temper. Shout out to you guys. Ron. Love seeing Ron there. Shoot, if I'm forgetting anybody off the top of my head, sorry, but love seeing you guys. See you guys again next month in February. Plan on being there again. I don't know if we're going to have a competitor in the February event. We still are holding off potentially just until March.
Yeah.
And then March we kick off our competitive season, and that usually lasts all the way up until December. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But
Yes.
and hopefully we're going to get you over there, man. Whether it's
Yeah.
to compete, or if you're just going to corner somebody, because we got competitors you can corner, or whatever it is, just so we can get you over there to experience the event. Because I'm telling you, man, it's an event, it's a community, and you're going to tap into it, and you're going to love it too. I already know it. I already know it because what we do here.
Right.
It's just an extended branch of what it is we're doing here as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of really cool stuff happening with that.
Yeah.
So great weekend, great week. Thank you guys for all that. We got some future stuff coming up, don't we now? Whew.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got going on now, man?
Well, we're not all competing yet, so
that's true.
yeah, I guess we're just gonna be
Training.
training.
That's all the
what we're
cool
gonna be
stuff
doing.
we got going on. I was just talking about. We're just
Training.
gonna be training, getting ready.
Yeah.
We got some. I got some stuff going on with Don Stoner over at Lone Wolf Academy. We're gonna probably.
I thought those guys were supposed to be here today. That's what I thought. I don't
No,
know
no,
why.
no,
I don't know
no.
why. What?
Not today. No.
When?
We're gonna have guests next week.
Who is it?
It is one of the security officers from the Bouncers of Portland.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
cool,
I'm
man.
part of a Facebook group, Bouncers of Portland
Yeah.
Facebook group, and I've reached out to them. We're gonna have a couple bouncers on here.
Cool.
That are gonna talk to us about how they use martial arts in their day-to-day life and in their job scenario. I know when I was in security, I was a bouncer for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I've been in a couple real life scenarios where I've had to use martial arts to get me out of that altercation, you know? And, I feel like because of the level of training that I have had in judo, in jiu-jitsu, in karate, and just my real life experience with all that, it actually helped me when I got into those altercations, and it helped me in the sense that like I didn't have to escalate it farther than it needed to go.
Sure.
Because of my level of training, I was able to control the situation, not allow the situation to get out of hand, and I never had to reach for like my firearm or had to reach for, a weapon to. That's not to say I haven't had to draw my weapon. But when it was one-on-one, I never had to reach for that because I was always in control of that. Yeah. Now, even the odds however you can.
Sure.
And that's when weapons, become handy, I think, or I feel like.
We all know, like, a cop, and I won't mention his name, but he was one of the guys that was really pushing for his whole force to get blue belts, right? He was one of the guys that was like, hey, why don't we teach all these guys jiu-jitsu up to a blue belt level? And he kept getting shot down over and over. And but he's still out there just trying to make a difference with it.
Yeah. I mean,
spread the word.
100%, man. I think the Gracies were also trying to do that for a little while.
Yeah,
saying, all police officers should be at least a blue belt level of jiu-jitsu, and you should have some basic understanding, just like you would in the military, have some basic understanding of how to hold someone down. I would say it's more important when you're in law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Because that's kind of like your primary, bro. You don't want to draw your weapon and kill
every single time
so,
that you're in an altercation.
Like cops are on patrol here, like in America, where they want to arrest people, right? And like soldiers are usually on patrol in Iraq or somewhere like that, whereas like hand-to-hand combat is probably not going to be as prevalent. Like if you have to like grapple somebody, like you fucked up like so many moves ago. You know what I mean? Your gunner fell asleep. Like you didn't have 360 security. Somebody like broke the line, and it's just a bad day. So like. I understand that, like, say for the military, what they did was they lined everybody up. They taught them a few things to incapacitate somebody, and then just drive on. We don't have enough time. We have to teach you guys other things. But what I didn't know was, like, the police force is actually, like, their basic training or whatever they call it, is actually, like, longer than a soldier's. Didn't know that because like when the way it was explained to me was
it's the legalities, isn't it?
The
paperwork
that too, but they're also left alone when they're patrolling. They're by themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas like when I was patrolling Baghdad, like I had a whole team with me. I had four trucks. Like of 4 men, so 4 trucks that have 4 men, of all killers that like had my back, right? Like if we want to go into a place and take something, we're gonna take it,
right?
At
least you have a group with
right,
you
exactly.
Do it. Yeah,
and we all have guns, and grenades, and
all that other cool little toys.
Yeah.
I mean that makes sense. I mean, police officers, they are alone, and that was the same thing when I was a bouncer as well. It's like. I bounced alone. There was very few times where I bounced like another individual.
Bouncer.
And that will change the dynamics of a lot of situations. You got to play your cards a little bit more careful when you're alone. You got to weigh those odds of like, hey, there may be multiple guys you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And you got to, you got to be smart, man.
You ever like had more than one come at you at once and you're just like, oh, this is going to turn messy.
Every time time that there was multiple people, it's always going to get messy. Because there's no way you're going to really factor in jiu-jitsu. Like when it's one-on-one and I get you down and I know I got you in a hold, I know like I got you. Like even when it's multiple people at you, you're swinging. And even if you drop one of them, you're still dealing with another attacker. By the time you're, dealing or dealt with this secondary attacker, that first guy can
maybe
jump up and he can come right back at you. So it's like a continuous fight. And then, based off of, let's see, your setting, if like for me, it was like in a bar, you get trapped in the corners or trip over chairs or whatever. You don't have that much room to move, so they can surround you fairly easily as well. And once you get surrounded, you're effed.
Yeah.
So, man, whenever you're dealing with multiple people, I recommend you strike first and you strike hard and you deal with them as quickly as you can. So once it got to that point where I knew there was no getting out of the situation, it was like, all right, cool. Yeah. I'm dealing with one of you guys.
That's the last thing I would want to do is like die by getting stuck in the liver.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, right.
Like someone you didn't see, you know? Some dude that can't fight but has a knife. Like, oh, man.
And that's how often does that happen, right? Yeah. All the time. It's always that guy. It's always the guy that can't fight that's going to end up shooting you or stabbing you.
Yeah,
it's
right?
never the dude that's going to square off with you.
Yeah.
I know so many tough dudes out there that carry firearms.
Yeah.
Man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's a different mentality as well. Like I don't know if that's an insecurity or how you can stand behind that. Like I'm a big tough, killer dude when you're all you do is you got a gun. Cool, bro.
I mean, I used to pack for a long time. Off and on, I still do. But like, there's so much crazy stuff that happens out there.
Yeah, it's the even playing field. It's not because I'm trying to
I'm not trying
to be some misconception of I'm John Wick up in this
I have
bitch.
never flexed on anybody with my firearm ever.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
understand
I've never
that
done
flex.
that.
If
Yeah.
I'm pulling it out, it's to use it, bro. It's not to flash it at you and
intimidate. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand that.
No, I don't even want anybody to know I have it. Like,
exactly.
because
It's much like a knife.
Right.
Like, you're not gonna know I have this knife until it's already inside of you.
Right. Like it's just one of those things that like, like geez, dude. Like so many people have like. So I remember like I used to carry a gun in my glove box, and it's not the best place to carry a weapon. Sure. It's better to carry it on you, right? But I carried a gun in my glove box, a little .38 special. And I remember, like I took it out of the glove box, I was like, I don't really need this anymore, and then, like a couple of months later, I heard somebody got held at gunpoint, got carjacked, and then they shot the dude, took his car, and then once they figured out that they couldn't drive a stick, they left him.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening out there right now? And I was like, they literally shot this dude for no reason.
For nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that dude was just defenseless. And that's the last thing that I want to feel is that I can't protect myself or my family.
Or your loved ones. Yeah.
Right.
And that's actually what got me to start carrying a firearm. Was I was somebody shot at me when I was doing security one night, and it was an unarmed gig. And I was bouncing, and the guy ends up pulling out a firearm, shoots at us. Yeah. I end up ducking behind a dumpster, and while I'm behind that dumpster, it was probably like the longest freaking 5 seconds of my whole life. But in that 5 seconds, I was like, I feel helpless right here. And I don't think I ever want to feel this way again. Like, I wish I had something to throw back at this dude.
Just a rock.
Instead of
like
just
a slingshot.
Anything.
Yeah, especially when it's like, bro, if I can just get my hands on you. But you're so far away.
Well, it would be cool if you could throw a ninja star at him, right? That would have been like top tier, right? We'll settle for a gun,
Yeah. Exactly, bro. I was like, dang, I ran out of ninja stars. My ninja stars at home. Normally I have them right here, and I just pull them out. But I left them at home that night.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started carrying a katana on me. I was like, you guys really want to do this? Draw the line in the sand. You guys want to go?
We're going to practice blocking the bullet with the blade.
Shit,
you know what I mean?
But yeah, that'll get you to start carrying a firearm. You get shot at.
Oh, man.
You'll be like, I should probably get one of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. And you've been in those scenarios too where you've had bullets being thrown at you a few times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Especially being in the military and being overseas during that time period.
Oh, it's one of those things where like you come back here and you're still driving like you were in Iraq, and
well, it's really hard to turn that off.
Yeah. Well, that's how you become a habitual driving offender in America.
Yeah.
Bro, I totally know what you're talking about. I get the same thing because like when I see like a glint, like those little, like a sniper, you get them. It's like it's that little gleam. What is it?
It's the flicker of their
the scope. Yeah, you'll see the flicker. So when I'm driving, I'll see that. I'm like, oh shit, like a sniper up there. So I totally know what you're talking about, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them. They're all over the place too.
Fucking real life campers.
No shit. Oh man.
Worse.
Oh yeah. So Street Beefs, we're not
Beefs
not
was
competing
amazing. We're not competing until March, but I do plan on going up there, like I said, in next month.
February.
Yeah.
February.
If I got Saturday clear, man, I'll roll with you.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
I really do think you would love it. You
Yeah.
would enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
There's
I absolutely want to try the tacos that are up there,
Oh.
dude. Like
That's reason enough to go, bro.
That might be
It is.
the
That
reason
is-
I go there. But
Tap out tacos.
Yeah.
standing there waiting for them to unpack
Yeah.
the truck and get the tacos set up. I'm here.
Did you come here to fight? What?
No.
What, people are fighting?
I'm here for the tacos.
I heard about your
I heard about the tacos.
I was watching FAWB and I heard about tacos. Tap out tacos. I'm here. No shit. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on. You got anything coming up in the near future, Miss Red Fox? When's the next competition you're thinking of doing?
I would like to do March, but we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
How my ankle's feeling. But I would really like to do a kickboxing match. That's what I would like to do next.
Definitely.
And this year, I would like to find a local competition so I could do a kickboxing match here in town.
Yeah.
So that anyone that wants to come and see me compete in person can come and see it in person.
That'd
That's
be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
And we got a
that's-
couple local events that we can potentially throw you into. So
Definitely.
yeah, we're looking at that
But
too.
probably not anytime soon. Probably towards summer, late summer, or fall.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, your training level is like your skill level is just jumping. Like every time I see you compete, I'm like, that's not even the same person that's fighting right now.
Bro, it's,
Yeah.
it's all those private lessons. Bro.
Yeah, it's all that domestic violence.
It's all that
It's all the
domestic violence at home.
It's all the domestic violence
all
that
that
we practice.
training going on, you know?
Yeah,
We got ninja training at home. It's like
Yeah.
face tough.
brain conditioning. Yes,
Brain
exactly.
conditioning.
And those sneak attacks, you know?
Yes.
Waking you up at random times. Always be ready.
It goes both ways,
Yeah.
though. So
I know, you're freaking laying with her. It's just
Yeah.
nothing but elbows and knees, bro.
yeah.
Nothing but elbows and knees all day. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. We're going to probably cut this a little bit early today just because it's been a long day. We had the
Yeah.
long event. Future plans, though, we got some competitions coming up. Like I said, in March, we're going to be doing that. Nick has a competition with his, I think it's the gi,
Yeah.
right? He's doing a gi tournament.
Yeah, geek.
So Super Saiyan Nick's got a gi tournament coming up in February.
Oh, it's in February.
I believe it's in February.
Oh, damn,
do you know
okay.
where or who?
I don't. I'll have that for you next week.
Okay.
But shout out to Super Saiyan Nick. He did really good today.
I think it's in March.
Is it in March?
I think it is.
Never mind. It's in March.
Yeah,
I'm
I
lying.
think it's
So yeah, we'll get some more info on that. Let's see here. We have Bulldog Rob competing in March. Chef's
Nice.
going to compete in March, I believe. We'll get Dad back in here, and he's going to be ready for March.
Cool.
And yeah, we're going to have a whole little group heading up with us. So that'll be real fun. Stay tuned for that, guys. Okay, so we'll see everybody next week. Anything else, guys? Nothing? All
that's
right,
it.
guys. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
And when I say I'ma do something, I do it. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm doing this for me. So the world feed it beans. It's gassed up. Everything's